Recruiting used to be a phone call, a campus visit, maybe a handwritten letter if the coach was feeling sentimental.
Now it's DMs, group chats, and TikToks with trending audio. You can lose a scholarship before you finish syncing the captions.
We've officially entered the dating era app of college sports. Coaches swipe right on your highlight reel, and if they don't like the angle of your 40-yard dash, ghosted.
Happens every day. 1 minute you're the future of the program. Next minute, the coach is pretending not to know you in the portal.
We've heard about it all. The "we love your film" messages that vanish faster than a booster's budget report. The late night "let's talk on Monday" calls that somehow never happen on Monday.
And don't forget the new favorite move, posting another recruit's commitment pic while you're still waiting on your offer. Brutal.
Today we're breaking down why that happens, what it really says about your recruiting game, and how to keep your name from being buried in a coach's inbox graveyard.
So, whether you're getting recruited, getting ghosted, or trying to figure out which one you are,
welcome to the Recruited and the Ghosted, because in the NIL era, attention is currency.
And silence costs you everything.
Welcome to the AAA Ball and Play podcast, the show where recruiting myths go to die and NIL realities take center stage. I'm Lee, attorney, tax strategist, and someone who spent a while watching recruiting up close from the legal and the agency side.
And I'm Michael, registered Florida athlete agent, former strength conditioning coach, pending Florida attorney, and your friendly NIL translator. No, I didn't play a team sport in college, but I know how this recruiting thing works from the business side.
Together, we're breaking down the recruited and the ghosted, how NIL has changed recruiting, what coaches really want, the red flags that get you ghosted, and how to be unforgettable.
Plus a few stories and some tips that you won't hear on TikTok.
Let's start with the biggest shift. Before NIL, a recruiting pitch was simple: playing time, facilities, and maybe a shiny jersey.
Now, schools are basically offering you a startup package. They're saying, come here and we'll build your personal brand, hook you up with a collective, get you a local car deal, and make sure your TikTok goes viral.
The rise of NIL collectives, groups of boosters and businesses, has made some schools marketing powerhouses.
And it's left others scrambling. We've seen SEC schools lose 4-star recruits to mid-majors simply because the mid-major had an organized NIL plan.
Athletes listening right now, you're not just being scouted for your vertical jump, they're scouting your visibility.
Think of it like this. If two quarterbacks throw the same spiral, the one who already knows how to handle media and has built a following is worth more to the program.
Yes, and parents, understand your kid's social media is part of the recruiting file. Coaches scroll, they watch stories, they see it all.
These days, coaches have Google documents of a player's tweets.
With timestamps, like it's a CSI file, but for hashtags.
That's the new scouting report.
Which brings us to Michael's first money line.
Here in 2025, recruiting isn't just about who you are on the field, it's who you are online.
Yeah. Talent gets you noticed, but it doesn't seal the deal. Coaches are scouting for more than highlight reels.
Yeah, they're asking, can this player survive a season without drama, represent the program, and still show up for 6 a.m. workouts?
And the big one, can I trust this kid with my job? Because coaches get fired for bad recruiting decisions.
Exactly. And look, most athletes don't realize this, but a coach's career is basically tied to their athlete's maturity. If you flame out, it reflects on the coach.
So let's break down what's on this invisible checklist: discipline, work ethic, coachability.
And marketability. Don't roll your eyes because it matters. If the school is putting money and NIL resources into you, the athlete, they need to know how you can handle a microphone.
Just this past week, I read an article about a coach passing on a player with better stats because the other kid was more polished on camera.
Yep. I remember hearing about a recruiting coordinator who said I don't just want a quarterback. I want a quarterback who won't freeze in front of the media.
And academics, we've said this before in previous episodes, but parents, hear me on this. Coaches don't want to babysit grades. If your athlete's GPA is borderline, they're a liability.
You're also expensive. A wasted scholarship spot is money lost.
Social media is the new transcript. It's your permanent record.
Facts. If your profile is chaos, the wild comments, online disputes, anything inappropriate, that is a huge red flag.
And don't think that deleting it saves you. Screenshots live forever. Coaches swap them like trading cards.
There are staff group chats with screenshots of TikToks and people sending them around like memes.
The Thanksgiving test applies here. Do you pass the vibe check? Can a coach picture you sitting at their dinner table without embarrassing them?
Or are they hiding the silverware and telling grandma to lock her purse?
Exactly. Another
thing coaches want. Are you done?
Yeah, go.
Another thing coaches want, consistency. Are you the same player in practice as in the games? Are you the same student in the classroom as you are online?
Because inconsistency is exhausting. Coaches are already juggling boosters, media compliance, all this new NIL stuff. They don't want to babysit.
And don't sleep on leadership. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room, but you do need to be able to elevate your teammates.
Coaches will watch your bench behavior as much as your playing time. If you sulk when you're subbed out, that's a mark against you.
And if you hype your teammates up, that's a mark for you.
Parents, listen, this is what intangibles really mean.
Intangibles are the secret sauce.
Like that, the secret sauce. And the things that get missed, well, coaches are looking at families too.
Yeah, overbearing parents scare recruiters.
Coaches will flat out tell you, we weren't just recruiting the kid, we were avoiding the parent.
That's real. If mom or dad is causing drama before the kid even gets signed, the coach knows it'll get worse after that.
So what are coaches looking for? A complete package. Talent plus maturity plus brand value plus a stable support system.
Now, if you got that, you're not just recruited, you're remembered.
And that, friends, is how you separate yourself in 2025.
All right, money line for you. Talent gets you seen. Character gets you signed.
All right, let's talk about the thing nobody likes to admit, getting ghosted. One day you're texting back and forth with a coach, and then suddenly, silence.
Ghosting isn't usually about your 40-yard dash time or how high your vertical jump is. It's about everything else. So, with that said, let's start with entitlement. We heard from a Big 12 staffer about a wide receiver who told them, I'll commit if you guarantee me number one. And mind you, this athlete didn't even step a foot on the campus.
That's like asking for the corner office before you've even applied for the job.
Guess what? Offer gone. Ghosted. If you act like the school owes you, say goodbye.
Bad grades, a bad attitude, showing up late, not responding professionally are all part of entitlement too. Another big red flag, social media disasters. Basically, social media self-sabotage.
We heard about an SEC recruiter who had an entire job box full of TikTok screenshots. One player was flashing stacks of fake cash one week and then the next, trashing his teachers.
That player had offers. The key word is had. By the end of the month, every coach had stopped calling.
And again, don't think deleting helps. Screenshots do live forever. And coaches trade them like baseball cards.
So story time. There was a player, he had 3 Power 5 offers. Went live on Instagram, trash talking one of the schools while he was on an official visit. I think we can all guess what happened.
He got a scholarship? No. No. He got ghosted.
And once you're ghosted, it's rare to get unghosted. Like we said, coaches talk to each other.
And if your parent or parents is the one doing the wild posting, it's the same thing.
Parents, buckle up because you can cost your kid a scholarship too.
Yep. One coach said, I love the player, but the mom was a nightmare on Facebook. The coach said, I'm not recruiting 2 athletes. 1 is enough.
Parents, if your social media rants are louder than your kids' highlights, ghosted. Remember, recruiting isn't just about talent. As much as this isn't one of my favorite words, it's true here. It's a vibe check.
Recruiting is like dating, except with less alcohol and more highlight reels.
Okay, so how about professionalism, or really the lack thereof?
Yeah, that's one that doesn't get enough attention. Professionalism.
Like the kid who took 4 days to respond to a coach's text with the letter K.
Or the athlete who showed up late to a Zoom call with the camera off. A Sunbelt recruiter told us, if you can't log into your laptop on time, how are you going to make a 6 a.m. lift?
Spoiler, you're not.
Or how about the money chasers? Lee?
Well, yeah, NIL is real, but if all you talk about is the bag, you're in trouble.
One Power 5 coach detailed how a recruit flat out said, I don't care about the school. I just want the deal. That kid went from 5 offers to 0 in 3 weeks.
Coaches want players who value the program, not just the paycheck.
And here's the sneaky one. Athletes ghosting coaches.
Exactly. Another Sunbelt recruiter talked about how he called a kid 3 times. No response. That recruiter told the other coaches too, this kid won't even return a phone call.
And word spread fast. If you ghost them, you're not just losing 1 offer. You might be losing 3.
Athletes, we keep bringing up the dating reference, but it's applicable. Remember, recruiting is like speed dating, but with $1 million consequences.
Stay professional. Keep your socials clean. Don't chase the money like it's the only thing. And parents, stay in your lane.
Because once you're ghosted, it's usually permanent.
Another money line for you. One bad move and you're not just off the list. You're off every list.
Okay, so enough horror stories. Let's talk about winning. How do you become the recruit that coaches can't stop talking about for the right reasons?
Because trust me, coaches gossip just as much as the players. But you want to be the kid they brag about and not the cautionary tale.
The first rule is to be coachable. Coaches love athletes who listen, adapt, and don't roll their eyes at correction.
Case in point, there was an SEC assistant who said, the best kid I ever recruited wasn't the most talented. He was the one who could take feedback without attitude. That kid ended up the team captain.
Consistency is right up there too. If you're the same person in practice, games, and interviews, you're memorable.
Again, professionalism stands out. So send updates, follow up, and thank coaches for their time.
I was just reading about a coach who had a linebacker who sent him a highlight reel every month with a short thank you note. The coach said, I never forgot that kid because he acted like a pro before he was one.
And that's the kind of stuff that gets you moved from the maybe list to the we need him list.
Be someone they want in the locker room and on camera.
Also, another quick tip, create a professional email address. Nothing says, I'm not ready, like litballer420 at insert name here.
Also, athletes, leadership matters, not just on the field, but off it. Are you lifting up your teammates or sulking again when you're subbed out?
There was a Big Ten recruiter who said he offered a player after seeing him celebrate his teammate's touchdown harder than his own. And that's a locker room guy, the coach said.
That's the intangibles at work, and you can't fake that.
And then there's brand value. Not the fake flash, but authentic presence. Share workouts, show your leadership, and highlight community service.
NIL makes all of this part of the game now. Coaches want players they can put in front of a camera without worrying.
Exactly. You don't need 1 million followers. You need a clean, consistent image that shows who you are. Parents, you also have to make sure you are in the right role.
Again, to the parents, here's how you stand out in a good way. You need to support your kid without overshadowing them.
The best families are the ones who stay positive, stay humble, and ask smart questions. Not just about playing time, but about academics and development.
Coaches remember those families. They say, that's who I want. at my signing day.
And don't underestimate community. Volunteer work, tutoring, mentoring younger players, those things show maturity.
I know for a fact that coaches check whether athletes are involved in something outside of the sport. If they give back at 17, coaches know that they'll lead at 20.
That's free game right there.
So basically, be someone the coach can trust, the school can market, and the community can respect.
And someone your teammates actually want to hang around or play with.
Athletes, if you want to be remembered, don't just chase offers, build relationships.
And don't just wait for opportunities, create value.
And don't just play the game, elevate it.
And if you're already working with an agent or an advisor, listen to their guidance. We're not trying to cramp your style. We're trying to get you paid.
And keep you out of trouble so we don't have to do damage control at 2 a.m.
Another money line for you. Be the recruit they brag about, not the one they warn each other about.
All right, before we wrap, let's talk about the freebies this week, because if you're getting ghosted, it might be time to update your strategy.
This week's downloadables are built for exactly that. We've got a recruiting red flag checklist, things that'll get you ghosted faster than posting your GPA on private.
There's also the social media audit sheet, a quick way to see if your posts scream future pro or future problem.
And my personal favorite, the coach follow-up script. Because some of y'all are still sending coaches messages like, hey, bro, you see my highlights?
Spoiler alert, that's not the move.
These tools will help you clean it all up, stay professional, and actually get noticed for the right reasons.
You can grab all of them free under the free downloads tab on bnpsportsagency.com. Like I said, just click the tab under Ball and Play resources.
Or hit the link in the show notes if you're allergic to typing URLs.
You'll thank us later, probably right after your next offer.
All right, final money line of the day. The difference between the recruited and the ghosted. Preparation, you can prove.
That's it for episode 8, The Recruited and the Ghosted. Recruiting has changed. NIL has made it bigger, faster, and sometimes more brutal.
Athletes, protect your brand. Parents, guide your kids. And if you get ghosted, don't panic. Sometimes that's not the end. Just a redirection.
Make sure you're following us on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify at Ball and Play Podcast.
Check out our Chalk Talk book club for recruiting must-reads like Significant Recruiting by Matt Rogers.
And hit our website at bnpsportsagency.com for the latest fast breaks, NIL resources, and athlete services.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Lee.
And this is the AAA Ball and Play podcast, where the recruited meet reality and the ghosted learn how to bounce back.
See you next week. You're listening to the AAA Ball and Play podcast. Quick note, this is for education and entertainment. Nothing here is legal, tax, or financial advice, and nothing we say creates an athlete-agent relationship. Listening or contacting us does not make us your lawyers or your agents. For advice, talk to a qualified professional in your state.